everybody. My name is Jordan.
I'm Jenna.
And today we have a very special guest with us. And we're here with Lights. So how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. So you are on your headlining tour supporting your new album, Little Machines. How's it been going so far? This is your leg 2?
Yeah, this is essentially the third leg, but the second round in the States. And it's been going really well. Lots of the nights been selling out, and it's awesome to see because you know we took a little break there, had a baby, and worked on another album, recorded an album. So there was a little break there, and it's nice to know that you can go away for a couple of years. I mean, most of these cities we haven't been back to since 2012.
Yeah, wow.
So and then there's a lot of people coming out and singing the new stuff. So it's been going really well.
Good. Cool.
So you're from Canada. Is there and we know you tour a lot in Canada, is there a difference between touring in Canada and the United States?
Decreasingly so, I'd say. At the beginning of my career, back a number of years ago, I had more support in Canada in terms of radio support, and I would get played on my videos would get played on much music. But that gap is decreasing over time as we've been touring down here for a long time, and there's just 10 times more people here, so it takes a little bit more time to reach, but it's amazing. We're doing the same size shows down here as we are in Canada now. It's a good feeling. But in terms of the people, I mean, there's no difference. Yeah. We're pretty much all the same.
Awesome. So, because you just mentioned that you did have a daughter, how has it been traveling with her, and has it been, difficult, having to take care of her, and also just having her tour with you? How's it been like?
It's been really good. It's a lot of work. There's always another layer to consider now. I mean, you always have to think of, well, she needs a bath tonight, she needs room to run around, she needs to learn something today, she needs to be fed the right things, and it's not just you waking up in the morning and figuring out where you're gonna go eat and then where you're gonna go drink that night. It's a whole different layer, but it's really rewarding, and she loves music, and she brings this awesome spirit to the touring crew and all the band, and it just reminds you that there's things in life that are more important sometimes than if you're having a bad day.
Totally.
And it's amazing just feeding into somebody's life and watching her grow right in front of you, especially hair. She's growing a lot of hair.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
She's so cute. We see her on social media.
Yeah.
Instagram
She's
pics.
awesome.
All right, so if you had to choose a song from your latest album that kind of reflects the direction that you're trying to go in, or really, this is who I am now, what song do you think that would be?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I mean, there's a few different songs on the record that represent that, just different facets of things that I've learned about life. I think that's the thing with making a record, is you always have to really sit down and take time to understand where you're at. That's the interesting thing about music. I think you're forced to really look at where you are. And so there's a song called Speeding, and that is I wrote it after I had this really nice time driving really fast in my car, listening to down-tempo, heavy electronic music, and the windows were open and the sun was out, and it was a moment I really enjoyed. And I'm like, I'm gonna write on this moment and reflect on it because this is a good memory. And a lot of the record's kind of about that. It's just we always, the older we get and the more we have going on, we kind of forget to just take in what's right in front of us. And it became about that, Running with the Boys is like that too. You want to go back to that feeling we had when we were kids, and we didn't have all these responsibilities, and we didn't have to worry about all this stuff in the future, and just enjoy the moment. I mean, those things are going to happen anyways,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool. So with your latest album, Little Machines, was the writing process and just the process of making the album any different from your last albums?
The writing process wasn't necessarily different. Obviously, I'm in a different place, so you're writing about different things.
Right.
But the recording process was, in previous records, it was we'll write all these cool songs and then just sort of fix up the demos and then put them together and we have a record. But this time around, we did it more traditionally, and I wrote a bunch of songs for the record, 43 songs, and narrowed it down to the 11 I liked the most. And then took those into the studio, and then took those into the studio and made one cohesive record that took a couple months to record. And I'd never really done it like that, where I brought the guys in and we put live drums on it, and it's recorded more like a traditional record.
Cool.
And it made a really interesting piece.
Yeah, I love the record.
Thank you.
It came out great.
Yeah. So where did the name Little Machines come from? And then when you thought of that, did that influence the music, or did the music kind of influence that name?
I didn't solidify the name of the record till it was done, pretty much.
Okay.
You never, I mean, in terms of what I've experienced, I never name something until it's done, until it's a body of work. But Little Machines was the first name I thought of for the record and the last. So it was what I always felt like it should be. I was originally going to call it Wicked Little Machines because that's what the line from the song says that it comes from. It's the second line in Ring with the Boys. It goes, we were kind of feral, wicked little machines. And it's about that kind of innocence of imagination that we had when we were kids and we were just little machines, like endless energy. But also, we used a lot of interesting little machines on the record, little synths and cool sounds that created the atmosphere that made the record feel like it does. And it just felt like an all-encompassing name.
Cool. I like that. So the symbol you have on your album, does it have any meaning, or did it like come from something? Like, where did it come from?
Well, it's sort of meant to be kind of like a Rorschach test kind of thing, where you can look at it and see what you want to see. But so I created it to be somewhat vague and something that I could wear, that the fans could wear too. That doesn't mean, you know. The thing is, like, we create. I create merch that I would want to wear. The thing is, I can't wear it because it has my name on it.
Yeah.
It's lame. But with this symbol, it's like, this is something that represents me and what I want to say, and then the fans can represent it too, and it's kind of like all things lights. So if you really zero in, lots of people see the things they want to see, but ultimately it's my face in it.
Yeah.
And the gear is the inner workings of my head, and there's my hair.
That's cool.
That is cool. All right, so the music video for Up We Go was like really insane, and there were so many different elements involved in that. How did you get the idea for that? Because I thought that was so cool, that whole idea.
Well, originally, in past videos, I've come up with most of the treatment, but in this situation, I had just a vague idea, and it was, I want to do like something one take. And we've done one take videos before. We did a one take video with Second Go. Much more simple. I mean, it was just me.
And paint.
Yeah. But with this one, I said I want to do something one take, but with lots of kind of chaos happening around. And so Alon, the director, took that to a whole other level. It was just, he just said, okay, here's my idea. This is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and these guys are going to come in here, and then the set's going to change here, and this elevator is going to go up, but it's not going anywhere because it's staying in the elevator. And it's just like, wow, all right, do you think we can do this? And it was amazing because there were so many moving parts.
Right.
And halfway through the day that we were shooting it, I just didn't think it was going to be possible. Because it's all real time. With the Second Go video, we slowed it down to half time, so I had twice as much time to do it. So when you put it back to normal time, it looks sort of choppy and fast, and it was cool. So I gave me more time to get my motions right. But with this, it was like everything had to happen within split seconds of each other, and it took a lot of practice and practice and practice. It took 14 hours, but I ended up doing everything in one take.
All right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was all one take.
all one take, because at the end it pulls back and reveals, and you see all the people step out of the woodwork, and it was like everyone was working on cues.
I think that's one of the coolest part, that you show it all together.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That was
So, here's just like kind of a fun little question that goes off of the album. Who's like the favorite person that you've ever either collaborated with or like gone on tour with?
Well, we just got off a Europe UK tour in support of Little Machines, and we brought out an artist named K-Flay.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's awesome. She's a badass, and she's one of my favorite artists that we've toured with. And I never knew of her before the tour, and now I'm a fan. I listen to her records all the time. I think she's awesome. So she would be probably, for me, one of my favorite people that we've toured with. And in terms of people I've worked with, I've worked with so many great people. It's just, I'm so proud of everybody that I've worked with. Like Shad, amazing Canadian rapper, and our Kells boys, we've done lots together. We've toured with them before too, and I love them forever. And Owl City was great. We've done a lot of stuff together too. It's just, it's hard to pick a favorite because everyone's just so amazing, you know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Your favorites?
Yeah, a bunch of favorites.
Okay, so I had this question for you. I know that you work a lot with art. Do you get like a lot of inspiration for your art from your music, or do you like use art to get inspiration for music? If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think that's really interesting.
For sure. Well, they're tied for sure. Like, there's always visual components. When you close your eyes and listen to music, you kind of picture something else happening, and that's I guess the beauty of art. It's all the same muscle.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I paint, I always listen to music, and it's a good opportunity because there isn't really much time in the day to listen to music unless you're driving.
Yeah.
Driving is my best time to listen to music, or like painting. So you can listen to a whole album from front to back. and it's all happening in the back of your mind. And I remember when I was working on this record, I was facing some writer's block, so I just kind of stopped writing for a little while and just listened to music and did art, and was able to listen to a lot of albums from front to back. I think I listened to every single album of the Sounds one day in a row. I think I had like 5 albums or 4 albums. And then, like, you know, the whole Neil Young discography and the whole Patti Smith discography. And it allows you to dive into an artist's career, basically, all subconsciously while you're painting. And it's cool. It doesn't mean that art has to necessarily reflect what's happening in the music, but, you know, I could be listening to Rage Against the Machine and paint like a really pretty girl. But,
yeah. That would be interesting.
That's pretty much the only thing I paint anyways, is girls. But, yeah, for sure, they're tied. Not necessarily directly, but each one helps the other.
It's really cool.
Cool.
Well,
do you have any more questions?
Nope, I'm all good.
We're
Thank you
good.
so much.
Yes, thank you
Of course,
so
you guys.
much.
Enjoy the show.
Thank
We
you.
will. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one in there. It's been sold out for a little while, so.
I know, we've
Yeah.
been excited for a while.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right,
well, nice
so.
to meet you
It
guys.
was
Yeah,
nice
nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you.
We go.